Alright, so what we'll place in these these pages, I guess, could be images first, okay? Because usually we start off with images, either drawings or photographs or renderings or whatever. You should highlight the image layer so that you know that you're working in the image layer. And then what we're going to do is to go to the toolbox and select this frame tool. Okay, we have a rectangular frame, ellipse frame, polygonal frame. I guess we'll just keep it simple and just do a rectangular frame. With that, you should be able to click on a space and let's just do this and make a place where your images can be dropped in. Okay, while this frame is active, you can type in Control D, which will bring up your place dialog box. Of course, you can always go to File, Place, and then find the appropriate folder. And then select from there. Okay, so first things first, this one is the 72 ppi, which is the original one that we had, or original image that was given to you. If we select this and say open, notice that in the frame, not everything is all in there, right? If we open up or change the size of the frame, there it is. Okay, so if we take this thing, we can move it around, and that's what that is. But if you change the size of the frame, all that is doing is to basically cropping out most of the other stuff. All right, remember, for this one I selected a 72 ppi image, if you recall. Okay, so that's this image, when you print it, is basically going to be 72 ppi. What that means is it's going to be low resolution. Alright, so that means that if you go ahead and print this thing, this is going to look pretty bad. So I would not use this image. Alright, but let's drop in something else. We'll go ahead, and we're still in the image layer. Well, let's get out of there. We're in the image layer, and then we'll do another frame, and then do a similar size box. Okay, and then drop in Control D. We'll drop in the, which one was it? I think this was the one. Yeah, this one is the one that I changed it to 150 ppi, but it is, I changed it to resolution of, I'm sorry, the size of 6x4. So if I select this one, oh, that's not right. Control C. Which one is it? Control D. That's the one. Okay. Open. Okay. So I dropped that one in there. It actually is about a 6x5 image. Well, actually it isn't, because it is a 150 ppi. This InDesign program works, I think in the page, it works as 144 ppi as a default, so this came in a little bit bigger than what it's supposed to be. So if you look at the ruler, I think it's going to be just a little bit bigger. No, it's about right. Not too bad. But notice that we have all these other frame or white space, right? So the frame for the image that we made and the actual image that we dropped in are different sizes. So that's why we have all these other white spots. So they're kind of independent of each other. You can always go ahead and bring the frame back in to just control this image a little bit better. Okay. Let's try another image for another demonstration. Okay, so we'll do another box. I don't know what size it is, and then we'll select the one that has let's see, that has the original one, I guess. That'll be fine. Place, I think it's this one, but I'm not sure. 8x5 cropped. Okay. So this image was already cropped as a 8.5 by 11 image, so it should be fitting on this whole page. But of course it's not, because it is a 150 resolution. Okay, so if we double click into this spot, you'll see that the rest of the image is hanging out right here. You'll see another frame box, right? And that leads us to a little pan cursor. That means that you could kind of pan this where you need it to be. All right. So if you want this thing to be a little bit more towards the house, more towards the end here, so that we made the third point as with this column, kind of like how we made the last project, we'll do something like that. Okay. Also, you can do this with it. We'll show it with the first one because this is way big, right? This one right here, this image is, if I start panning, you'll see that this image is way, way big. The resolution isn't correct, so I wouldn't use it, but this image is a lot bigger than the frame that we made. Okay. You can adjust your image to fit into the frame. What you will do is to select that photo and then go to the right mouse button, and then you'll find the menu called Fitting. Okay, so if you put this thing as a to fit content proportionally, you'll notice that whatever the maximum distance is, the wider distance, either the height or the width, is going to fill that frame. Okay. If you take the fitting and go to fill frame proportionally, basically that's going to stretch out your wait a minute. It's going to stretch out your object. So it is now a taller image than it was, because it kind of made up by the empty spot by trying to pull the image to a larger size to fit the frame. Okay. If you go ahead and go to Fitting and then Fit Content to Frame, it's going to try to do the similar thing there as well. So the idea is to try to get this thing so that your image is pretty much the size that you want. If not, if it's too small of a view, then maybe it's not good. But basically, using the tools that we have to try to crop your image out to the size of the frame probably is the best bet, so that you don't change the proportion of your object or of your picture. Okay, so there is few different options that we put in for your image work.